Alright, welcome to the third part of this tutorial. The first tutorial, part 1, for those who haven't watched it, we talked about installing Capcut on your mobile device if you do not have it before. And in part 2, we talked about importing your desired clip for editing. Now in part 3, we are going to be talking about the editing profile and how to import your audio, sounds and effects into your project. So very quickly, let's head on to Capcut on our device. So if you are working with the same device, your last project will be saved automatically. So that means you can always go back to that project to continue from where you stopped. Alright, so this is where we stopped in our last project. As you can see, the clips as we arranged them are still there, saved automatically by Capcut. Let's go into the editing profile. Now videos like this, you have so many videos stacked together. Now if you look at the center between the first video and the other video, you see a box. That box accommodates what we call a transition. Transition ensures seamless movement from a clip to another. Thankfully, Capcut is a very interesting, engaging mobile video application that has a lot of interesting transitions already embedded into the software, into the application. So you don't need to necessarily download new transition to add to it. So let's make use of all what we have right now on Capcut. In advanced class, we can then talk about how to import transitions, how to integrate external transitions into our project. So if you click on the small box in between the first and the second video, it will load up our transition panel. Alright, so we can see the array of interesting transitions that has been included into the application by Capcut. It's at this point that I would advise us to always update our application. As you can see somewhere around here, you can see light effect with a tag on it. What's the tag there? You can see a tag on red, new. Periodically, Capcut updates the application and sends new features into it, and these new features make editing much more interesting and engaging. So you won't want to miss out on any of them. So I would advise us to keep updating our application. So let's quickly head on there to check what's in there. Oh, beautiful. You can see all the light effects that we have now. As you can see them. You have the flare, you have the gloss burst, you have the burn, the type of burn. You also have glitch, you also have color glitch, you also have strobe also, you also have block and all of that. So that's that about the new transition that was imported. Let's go back to the beginning, which is the basic. Alright, so we have fade black, we have mix, we have then and now. So the transitions, we can just play around them. The more we play around them, the more we familiarize ourselves with the transition that works for the clip that we want to make use of. So to add that transition, you need to click on the transition, just tap it and it will load. As you can see, there was a slight movement, see, from the previous clip to the new clip. If you do not like the movement, you can search for another one and tap on it, see, and watch it activate. Then we also have the black smoke. Let's watch how it works. This is the black smoke. We have white flashes. You can just play around with the transitions that you find there. Let's just play around with some of them. Let's see this white smoke and let's see. So that's the white smoke there. So let's go to the shake. That's shake. So we can just try. So for the purpose of this tutorial, I'll be using mix. You can increase how long it takes for both videos to superimpose on each other by dragging it this way to increase the time. And to make the time shorter, you drag it the other way around. As you can see, it's just very short that you may not be able to like discover when it's moved. Let's assume you want to apply this same transition to all of the cuts. Just right at the bottom left hand corner, you will see apply to all. If you click on apply to all, you'll notice apply to all clips. So if you check at the middle of the next clip, you will see the same thing. The same transition has been added. For corner also, the same transition has been added. For every part where you have two video clips joining together, you'll have the same transition. Alright, then you click OK. However, I do not want the same transition effect to be added to all of the clips, so I'm going to undo it. Alright, so I go back to the first, tap on it and adjust it. So I'll go to the next and pick another transition. So I decide to use that transition for that. Then I'll go to the next one and use this. So I just want to play around the transitions. You can put in any transition that you want to put in there. I think that would just be fine. Alright, so that does it. So I click on the next and I try to put in the next transition. So I think so this is the last one. So let me use mix for it. As the transition, let me increase it a bit. Right, then go to the end. Now in editing, there is something that I want us not to forget as we edit. So before we get there, let's get into a bit of advanced video editing. There is what we call color grading. Color grading in layman terms helps to upgrade the color quality of your videos. If you all have flat colors on the videos, or you want your videos to come out more colorful, or you want your videos to pop, as we say, you color grade it. This effect can be added to much more sophisticated industry grade video editing software like DaVinci Resolve, Final Cut, Adobe Premiere Pro. But thankfully, we have that same feature on Capcut. So how do we color grade videos on Capcut? Just looking down at this ribbon, you would see a lot of effects, but the one you are going to use to color grade is to tap on the ribbon. Now you see a lot of filters. Now notice on the filters you would see some with a pro tag. Those with pro tags are filters that you need to pay for to fully make use of them. But thankfully, we have a lot of free filters there that will give you just amazing results. So let's try them out. As you can see, you can notice the change in the color of our video. Let's click on another one. You can see the difference. Let's click on another one. You can see the difference. You can see the difference the filters are adding to it, as you can see. So if you play around with all the free tags, you will be able to color grade your videos and you'd have very amazing, sleek looking, industry ready videos to actually push out. So let's settle for a filter. Alright, so let's make use of this filter. I just want to play around with just any filter. While you are making your own edit, you'll be able to identify, oh, this is what works best for this kind of clip. This is what works best for this kind of clip or this kind of video I want to push out. So I would okay. Now notice this small patch that was added to it, right? Now this patch, for everything that this filter overlays, you would notice the change. As you can see, you notice the change. It's now looking much more colorful and much more interesting. As you can see, the video playing. Now you can then adjust, you can do a little bit of adjustment to it. If you click on the adjust tab, you come to adjust. You can increase the brightness, perhaps if it's not bright enough. You can increase the contrast, you can increase the saturation, you can increase the brilliance, and make it a bit sharp, and you can play around with the rest. You can make the shadows pronounced. You can increase the temperature or reduce it. You can touch on the hue and saturate. You can touch on the hue. You can touch on the fade. Just play around with it and then hit OK. Now at this point, you can see how beautiful the video now looks like. How beautiful the video looks, right? So you can do a bit of editing. You click on a bit of editing. Click on adjust. You click on this pops up. You click on adjust. You can adjust the fade. You can just switch things around, make it a bit, increase the brightness, touch on the contrast, touch on the saturation, and when you're done achieving the kind of feel you want to achieve, you can then OK. Now let's play to preview. As you can see, it looks so beautiful now. It's so nice, and your video is almost ready. Now there is a mistake I don't want us to make, and that is to add the end leave the end credit on any of our videos. Now Capcut allows you to export your videos without adding a watermark, so please do well to always delete it. Your video just ends the normal way, like ends normally. All right, so now we've been able to successfully edit our videos, add our transition, do a bit of color grading, at least elementarily, and our video is almost set. But 90% of what you see is actually what you hear. So we will be talking about how to add audio and how to add sound effects in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching till this time. I hope you've learned a lot, and I hope it has been engaging enough. Thank you, and see you in the next tutorial.